Great, sweet, magnificent mother truckers. The new patch hit our server today, and we have quite an update. Update of nothing overall. Frontline is coming back, Onslaught Light is coming back, Last Stand is going back without tier loot boxes, Battle Pass chapter, and Crucibles. Now, only one interesting bit in my opinion is Crucibles, right? And let's see what they have to offer, because this is quite nuts where the rewards goes. And I have my own thoughts about all of this. For excellent players or good players, they're going to be fed with the resources quite a bit. For not so good players or newer players or players who are missing some tanks, this can be quite a challenge, to say the least. So let's look into the missions. The top tier mission or ace missions cost 6 critical hits, so pretty much you need to shoot tracks, because external modules are counted. Shoot tracks, easy peasy lemon squeezy, not a big deal. Destroy 2 enemy heavy tanks, not a big deal. Cost 3 times more damage than the hit points of your vehicle, that is triangle mission. Take your favorite triangle and just simply snipe from the back. That's actually very reasonable and very doable. And what you are getting for this 1,500 bonds, actually 1,650 bonds, big booklet, and decal mode, right? Or whatever that is. Now, other mission. Ooh, look at this. 2.5 thousand damage within 5 minutes of the game. Some games do not last 5 minutes, so that's easy. Cost, receive, and block 10,000 damage. This is Ratatate mission. You go with Ratatate, you complete it easy without thinking too much about this, and earn a high caliber. This is going to be a killer for many players, but look into the rewards. Tier 3 equipment, amazing. Camo, amazing. Decals, whatever. But look at this. 6 kill crew member. That is insane. That is straight up insane. And keep this in mind, if you are failing it, so you're not completing it in 6 games, you need to pay 250 gold to restore a series of missions, right? Very important thing to say, and I think the design of all of this is to challenge World of Tanks players, and in the same time to claim a bit of the goal, to say the least, right? Whenever players are failing the mission. Absolutely ridiculous, fellas. Penetrate 8 times, be top 1 by your team by the damage, cause destroy 3 enemy vehicles. Quite easy mission, 3 premium days. Rewards are nuts, fellas. Absolutely insanity and absolutely crazy what kind of rewards are you getting from all of this. Truly insane. So what we are going to do today, we will have some fun and we will go instantly with a bacon mission. Skillet's not a bacon, it's beatscon. Bacon mission, I said. And we will try to complete it live. We'll see how the things will go. Will I fail or will I do the things properly? Let's have some fun, shall we? So the first mission is cost 6 critical hits to internal or external modules. For this mission, honestly, what I would do, I would just simply shoot the tracks without overthinking too much, and most likely I would play with some sort of heavy tank, right? I have plenty of the tanks that I need to get experience on, so let's go with something like... you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's go with something like... Progetto. Why the heck not? Progetto. I want to have some fun and I want to enjoy myself. How about that? Once again, our mission is going to be only one thing. What we care about tracking the enemies. We care about doing some critical hits and enjoying ourselves in this way, right? And once again, the players who has the most of the tanks, they are going to feel the greatest at this point in time, because if it happened to be that you are an old school player and you have only a few tanks, you may be in a bit of the pickle and in a bit of the trouble. If it happened to be that you have gazillion of the tanks overall, tier 10s, tier 11s, you may have significantly better time, at least in my opinion. One more thing to highlight, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is that We can see that it is not showing that you have missions, so you need to remember and you need to count the critical hits yourself. That's one thing. And the second thing is those kind of missions, they have a price. If you fail a few times, you will need to pay gold in order to restore the mission. Which is quite smart way from Wargaming side to monetize the challenges, at least in my opinion, right? That's what I feel like. And that is what I feel like, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And the sun is absolutely insane. Wait a second. Can I fix this somehow? Maybe. I will turn one of the lamps. Right. What we care about tracking tanks, maybe lighting tanks on fire, and overall getting involved as much as we physically and possibly can, right? That's all we care about. Have all time in the world of tanks, we don't need to panic, everything is okay. I'm pretending that I do not look into this guy and he is taking a bait. We are slapping him for quite a bit of the damage, which is very much appreciated as per usual. Very good. Type 5 here is playing in the open field. He doesn't really pay too much attention. That is one critical hit. That is second critical hit. It is okay. We don't need to panic too much. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. We can see that the situation here may not be ideal, but it's okay. We are running away for our life. Let's go. We are just simply trying to escape before it's too late, right? We still need to get 4 critical hits or so. And once again, we have gazillion of the time here. Yes, I lost quite a bit of the hit points, but once again, I got what I deserved, fellas. We are okay. We are fine. We do not need to panic. Now, I would love to track this Mr. Mouse. That's all we need for a full happiness. I would love to get a decent angle to say hello for Mr. Mouse. We just need to keep in mind which mother truckers did we track so far. Right. Mouse. That's what we need. Mr. Mouse, come on. Don't be shy. And once again, we don't really mind to lose the hit points until we are completing the mission. We just simply do not care. Simple as this. We just do not care, fellas. We managed to hit the ally, which is unfortunate. That's a third track. And I think we got some kind of other critical hit, but let's count it as 3, okay? We are counting it as 3. Now, we are trying to change the angle a bit, and the main reason why we are doing that, because we want to start shooting the guys that that we haven't damaged yet, you know? That's the whole point, that's the whole idea. Once again, all we care about is to track them and to do some critical hits. That is object sitting over there. We are aiming for a track. Too bad that we missed it. Can we track him? I want to go for another one just to secure it, and unfortunately I failed. That's okay, not a big deal. We are going to feel alright. There is nothing to panic about. We are feeling great. We do not really care too much. Do we win the game or do we lose the game? I don't really think it is a relevant thing, believe me or not. All we care about is can we get some critical hits. And I know this is kind of toxic gaming environment, if you will. I am very, very well aware of that, but to be completely honest with you, I don't really think that we have too much of the choice, if you know what I mean. So there is that. There is that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, our team is getting slapped very, very, very heavily. All I need for a full happiness is to see the folks making a bit of pressure like this. That was a critical hit. That is okay. I think our mission is to have a safe defense parameter here. That's what we are looking for. And I need to tell one thing, that it is a good situation that enemies... I mean, luckily for us, fellas, the mission allows us to track, right? So it is definitely an easier mission than it could have been. Wargaming could have been mean bastards and say do eternal critical hits or inside critical hits. Then it would be significantly more complicated and it would be significantly harder, but hey, we can't complain. Now, for the time being, we just simply cannot complain. Let's go for a blind shot this way. It's okay. We managed to hit him, and I'm not entirely sure was it a critical or not. I mean, the commander said critical hit, but who knows? And now, once again, I'm not entirely sure how many critical hits do we need. I think 2, but we will aim for 3 more, okay? We will aim for 3 more. That's all we need to do in this game. And yeah, I know this is not the most competitive tank to play with. I am very, very well aware of that, but I felt Progetto, fellas. Progetto was speaking my name, and Progetto was saying, you know what, you sweet, magnificent mother trucker, you want to have some fun with me. And if Progetto said that, we need to follow this. Good. That's critical hit. That's critical hit. Beautiful. That is completely alright, fellas. This is exactly what we are looking for.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
That is okay. Now, I'm pretty sure we are done where the missions goes, but just in case, I will try to track one mother tracker more, okay? That's all we need to do for a full happiness. And by the way, where those missions goes, there is a big chance that missions will get stronger or weaker depending how many people will complete those missions. And I can promise you that Wargaming definitely doesn't want 100% of the people to complete them and to successfully do everything, you know, because those rewards are pretty bloody solid. And if those rewards are solid, you know, I just simply can't see how Wargaming can think, oh yeah, let's give 100% of the player base all of those rewards. Why the heck not, you know? We are good mother truckers. I just can't see this happening. Right, that is okay. We can see the Mr. Mouse sitting over there. I kind of want to figure out how we could make pressure for this object, but in the same time it is a bit dangerous type of play. I would obviously rather win the game than lose it, right? I believe it is no-brainer. Give me a second, we will figure out the ways how to do the things properly. Okay. Come on. Don't do this to us. Mouse. The thing is, I would love to have the gold magazine, and I think after this clip we will have no other choice but to have a gold magazine. So what we need to do for a full happiness is we need to start making a bit of pressure for the Mr. Mouse. Even if we would take one for the team, I don't really think that it would bother me that much. Okay. That is not what I am looking for, and I'm changing my plan completely. We can clearly see enemy was going through the middle of the field, and we want to catch him off guard. That's what we want to do. So what that basically means, folks, we will take this position here, and we will make sure that they will regret their life choices whenever they will start making pressure for Mr. Foch. That's all we need for a full happiness. Good, we are sitting quite alright. Once again, Foch will have a very, very good angle in a second. Trying to aim for Vaza, we torch him. Beautiful, very, very good shot. I aimed for his fuel tank for obvious reasons in this type of situation. That is very, very nice. Now, what we want to do, we want to spot this bastard crossing just like so. And the question is, can our Foch 155 punish him? That is the most important question in this type of situation, right? Can Foch punish him? Or the problem is that I do not have enough in the magazine. That is a bit of the issue, you know what I mean? That is a bit of the issue, to say that the least. Okay, this guy doesn't pay attention. That's good. And at this point in time, we are sitting very, very badly. Just because we do not have gold loaded. Quite poor play from my side, not gonna lie. But it is how it is. For us, honestly, it shouldn't matter that much, just purely because we have our mission done, or I would be surprised if our mission wouldn't be done over there. Now our Arta is slapping this mother trucker, at least I assume he should slap him. Yeah, doesn't really matter. It is okay. No complaints, no regrets. We are feeling quite alright over there, fellas. So let's see. Did we manage to complete the mission or not really? Oh, our Arta was AFK or something. Oh, maybe he did not pay attention. Whatever that was doesn't really matter. Right? Once again, victory is irrelevant in this type of situation. We are purely playing for what we need to do, and those missions, especially whenever they are time gauged, fellas, they can be very, very difficult and very annoying, to say that the least, you know. And I'm talking from experience, I can promise you that. It is absolutely crazy how annoying they can be. Meanwhile, the first mission, as you can see, is done. Where the critical hits goes, we have done 12 critical hits, which is a bit of the overkill, but it doesn't really matter. Done. Now we will continue everything in a second to play for the other missions, right? Give me a moment. So, the second mission is to destroy 2 heavy tanks. At this point in time, I noticed the tendency that there is a lot of heavy tanks playing. So, let's take some sort of autoloader, I would say. Autoloader heavy tank. I could take Randwagen, which I hate. Rhino is not the most fitting for this mission. Maybe TIE 5 heavy, you know what? Maybe it's not ideal choice, but I am taking the TIE 5 heavy, because why the heck not? Let's do that things in this way. As you can see, there is quite a bit of the heavy tanks at this point in time. So, this should be relatively easy if I won't suck. Now the question is, how I should approach this game. I mean, the easiest play would be to take this typical position over there, but the situation is that my cupola is going to be very, very easy hittable. That is the problem. And by the way, whenever I am doing missions, and especially those time gauge missions, I am going to be honest with you, I don't really care. Do I win? Do I lose? The most important thing for me is to complete the mission. But I see how frustration can take the worst out of the people, right? And I can see how it can be frustrating if it happened to be that you just simply can't get those 2 heavy kills. One game, second game, third game, because I don't know, you know, 1 to 15 type of situation. Yup, tararai, fellas. I definitely do feel like this could be very much frustrating, and it could be very, very, very hard, and people can go full bananas and full nuts, and people can just simply be upset with all of this. I hope that you understand what I mean. And I believe that you understand, fellas. So, we are playing with a TIE 5 heavy. That basically means that we don't care. We are just going in front like our life depends on it, and we will make sure that enemies would regret their life choices. Now, we can clearly see that Vaka is down to fartable, and we want to take his kill, but unfortunately our can opener claimed his life, which is unfortunate. But now we are not going to shoot this KPZ until he will become down to fartable. We need one more hit from our guys, so the guy will be down to fartable. That's all we need for a full happiness. He's down to fartable, and now we are just simply eliminating him from the game. That's one heavy tank kill. Now we need to go for a second one, and the second one heavy kill is waiting over there for us. Meanwhile, I believe we can slap the living crap out of this gentleman, because why the heck not? And now we are going for one more heavy, right? That's all we need for a full happiness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go just this way. Mr. 113, how are you doing? Can opener is slapping him once. I kind of don't want to slap him, to be fair with you. I know it sounds very, very weird. Why would I not want to slap him? Because he's not down to fartable. I am waiting until this gentleman will become down to fartable. And now we are sitting in a situation whenever we kind of can eliminate him, and we are trying to do that. That's it. Mission done, completed, 2 kills. A bit of the selfish behavior over there, you know, I understand this and I feel this way, but I can promise you that whenever we are talking about the time-gauged missions, it is going to be a bloody bloodbath. There is going to be quite a bit of the negativity, and there is going to be quite a bit of screaming and whatnot, and quite a bit of the selfishness. This goes together with the missions, especially whenever missions are the time-gauged, fellas. I can promise you that it can be very rough and very, very complicated, right? I can definitely promise you that it can be very, very, very toxic. But you know, so far we are playing well for our missions. That's all we care about. All we want to see us completing the mission as soon as possible, and we just want to be strong mother truckers this way, right? Simple as this, nothing unusual, nothing too crazy. Now Mr. Convoy managed to punish us from the other side. Do I really care about him? Not really. I don't care. I have plenty of the hit points, and I'm feeling like I am bloody Godzilla going through the middle of the field. I can see this convoy, but honestly speaking, I just don't care. Saryuda is trying to run away until he can. And one more shot. Did we manage to get it? Not really. Doesn't really matter. They got a kill. Good for them, and I hope that they completed their mission, right? Let's see the score. Okay, and we are back. Second mission completed. Hip hip hooray. That's exactly what we needed. Now, our mission is to cost 3 times more hit points than our tank has HP. And for this one, I honestly think that the best call and the best way to do the things is to go tier A triangles, such as Su-130 PM or Forest Spirit or that type of nature, right? I think it's just the best way to do the things, so we can just simply pack it and take it back home. Let's see, can we do it from the first try? So, our goal in this type of situation is get 3,300 damage. This is our goal. This is not my favorite map, I definitely need to admit that, and it is quite hard to do the damage in this type of situation, but what we need 7 shots, which is definitely doable. I want to start everything from the typical position where we are punishing the folks that are crossing towards the open over there, right? Usually there is at least one mother trucker who is thinking to do that, so our mission is to catch them off guard. This is our mission, fellas. And obviously the Type 5 heavy or Type 4 heavy can be bloody complicated bastard to penetrate and whatnot. And probably I would rather play from the other side, but beggars cannot be choosers. Now, We are playing in position where we want to play, and at this point in time we are just patiently waiting until we will have a chance to punish someone who wants to get involved, right? That is what we want to do. And maybe, just maybe, I am considering it would be a very, very good idea to have those crucible missions in the index. Like there is a mission condition, you need to do XIZ, whatever, and I would recommend to play with this tank. Or I would recommend, or if I see no difference whenever you are playing with one or another vehicle, then I'm saying I see no difference, just aim for tracks. Or aim for whatever else. Maybe this is something what we could do. Maybe this is something what we could do, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I think it could be very, very useful thing for many of the World of Tanks players. Right, what do we see here? We see that enemies are trying to be super mega aggressive, which is quite understandable. But in the same time, we need to be a bit smarter over there. Should I load the heat? Probably loading the heat is the right way to do the things. Probably yes. Now, this Tiger Mouse is fighting against the Type 4 Heavy. We can see the Forest Spirit sitting over there, and we are kind of alright. But once again, for the time being, what I care only about the 3000 damage. But how we can claim this damage? This is the question. How we could claim it? I am afraid that it may not be the easiest way to do the things this way. You know what? I think this is the right way. Listen, what is my thinking process? I am going through the middle to clap Tornwagen at least once in the butt until Samoa did not load it. Good. Very, very good. This is not a bad thing. Uh-oh, Scorpion. How are you doing, Mr. Scorpion? We are slapping him for 460. Beautiful. We cannot complain about this. We are feeling very, very, very fine. Now the Tornwagen is definitely very, very well aware of us playing here around the corner. But I'm not entirely sure that I care about him, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure. Yep, he's relocating. Okay, good. I like this type of situation. So what do we want to do now? We want to figure out how we could slap this Capazin. This Capazin is about to shoot the Samoa. That's very, very good. I'm loading the gold because this is the right way to do the things. Kaboom. We are missing the shot because RNG said no, which is quite unfortunate, but that is life and that is RNG. There is nothing what we can do about that, and now if we will peek, we will lose 300 hit points. I don't really think that I have any other alternative choice. Either I'm peeking or either I am taking one for the team, so there is that. I am just afraid that I am not going to be able to get this 3.3 thousand damage in this game. Which is quite unfortunate, but that's life. Okay. We need few more shots. Well, by saying few more shots, 5. How we could get 5 more shots? This is the question. How we can get 5 more shots? Scorpion is over there. I'm loading high explosive for Scorpion. Now we should be able... What the F happened over there? What the F happened over there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Amoract, which is quite sad. That basically means Scorpion is reloading faster than we do. Man, this is quite an experience, to say that the least. Okay, that looks like a fail from my side. I truly do not know how I could have played this game differently, honestly. I just do not know how I could have played the game differently. I'm not giving up yet. There is still quite some forces who are alive. Man, what a game. What a game. I mean, I could load high explosives, maybe. I would guess Sue is sitting here. I'm correct. Sue is sitting here and Charioteer is dead. Okay, so for a very first time the mission failed, and let's see exactly what will happen whenever a mission is failing. This is quite an interesting stuff to see, right? This is quite an interesting stuff to see. Thank you very much. You are dead. Yeah, we were missing 2 shots in order to complete the mission. That's okay. Not a big deal. Everything is completely fine. I am not afraid to show that I haven't completed that from the first try. I am feeling pretty fine, fellas. I am feeling pretty fine. Right, so what do we have? Aha. So whenever you are failing, and this is once again just simply bad game. Whenever you are failing, you are losing the shield. And once again, if it happened to be that you are going to lose all the shields, you will need to pay 200 gold in order to attempt this once again. I assume this is how it goes, fellas. Right, let's go for another game with a Su-130. There is a bit of the bad thing over there, and I would say the bad thing of all of this is that we are having the tier 7 matchmaking. In other words, that means that there is very, very little hit points in the game. Nevertheless, I would even consider to go on top of the hill, to be fair with you, because we would have a bit better angles to slap the heavy tanks and whatnot. I am just kind of paranoid if we are not going to be able to get this 3.3 thousand damage just because enemy team is having such a little HP, and I'm playing with a triangle, right? This is the question. Can we do this? Right? For a first second, I want to sit here and I want to see, will they have someone who is speaking here? Nope, they definitely do not have anyone who is speaking here. And probably that was a bad thing that I pushed out, because now I missed the shot to the Iron Army while he is crossing. Definitely far away from being ideal, but it's okay. Once again, there is no need for us to panic. I will try to craft a bit different angles over there. Ooh, they have a lot of forces that are going to this direction, which I do not hate. I do not hate, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely do not hate. Right, what would be the perfect play for us? What if we would knock the trees down over there and we would use this as a camo, right? We would use this as a camo. Can we punish this tiger? Oh yes, we should be able to. Beautiful, 500 in the face, very, very nice. Now, the best part of all of this is that I'm not even spotted after this, which is quite crazy if you would ask me. Good, we have obsidian that is trying to make a bit of pressure this way. We are okay. We build the bush for ourselves, and we are hopefully going to be able to punish every and each mother trucker that is trying to peek like this. Now we will use the double bush as much as we physically and possibly can for obvious reasons, right? And what I am hoping for, I am hoping that enemy team will start making quite a bit of pressure. Because this is pressure. Too bad that we had our friend in front. Well, friend maybe not friend, but teammate for sure. That is okay, not a big deal, and kaboom. Beautiful, another 500, very, very nice. Even though we are spotted at this point in time, I don't really care too much. I think the tiger tried to punish me, which doesn't really change absolutely anything. Tiger is 200 hit points now. This mother trucker may try to blind fire me. And I think this is the moment whenever we are kind of relocating from here. Because the risk is becoming way too high. Although, is it the proper way to do the things? We have the Mr. Asphalt status joining the side. You know what? I am keeping my pressure here. I will load the heat for this XM. And let's try to punish this mother trucker if he is overpeaking. This is the thing. How we can get this 3.3 thousand. XM is considering, SMV is considering to peak against the XM. Minus gazillion of the hit points. That is unfortunate, but enemies are pushing from the other side. Tiger, maybe he will peak. I don't think so. No. I need to figure out the way how to play the game a bit differently. I'm not very happy how the things are looking like here, and I can feel the frustration building up. I truly feel the frustration building up, fellas, and that's what I'm talking about. Whenever we are seeing the time-gauged events, this can be absolutely disgusting. Meanwhile, we are trying to escape. Most likely we will fail. Actually, we are still okay. That is fine. Can we punish this mother trucker? Yes, we can. We are missing 2 shots in order to complete the mission. But I don't really think that we can do that in this type of situation, honestly. I don't really think that we can do that. No, we can't. So, another failed attempt. I don't know, could I play the game a bit differently? I thought that this play would be a bit better. I mean, I missed the shot from the very first moment for not sitting over there and taking the free punishment over there, right? But maybe I just simply needed to sit right there in the back and just enjoy myself, right? Second fail. Nothing what I can do about this. Let's teleport to the next game. Right, I made a decision to change the tank and I'm going with Alby. It is a tier 8 triangle which has low amount of the hit points, which is 1.2 thousand, and it has 4 in the magazine with a 400 alpha damage. So this potentially could mean that, well, we need 1.6 thousand damage, 3.6 thousand damage, and it's definitely doable considering that this tank has an autoloader, right? I thought it is going to be the best way to do the things in this way. So how we are going to approach the enemies? First things first, we are going to snipe the heavy line, right? That is the goal, that is the plan, and that is the dream. We are going to take the typical sniper schnitzel position here. I hope that their triangles will try to make a bit of pressure, and their heavy tanks will make a bit of pressure, and we are going to have a good time. Just simply punishing them, right? That's the whole point, that's the whole plan, and that's the whole dream. So, crossing through the middle where we want to be, and we are in position just about here. Right. So, now our mission is straightforward. We want to punish every and each mother trucker that is crossing this way. Every and each mother trucker that is crossing this way needs to get punished. Good. First clip done, GG finito. 1.5 thousand damage so far. Very, very good. Nothing to complain about, nothing to cry about. This is all right. Now, until prototype will arrive, I have a feeling that we will have a clip. So that's what we are waiting for. But I definitely need to highlight that I can feel, and I can see how frustrating this stuff can be. I definitely need to highlight that, fellas, and I truly mean it. I can see the potential of for example, being in this mission and having way too good or way too bad of the teams, whatever that you cannot do absolutely anything, and then it is the frustration will start building up. You know, you are thinking that the mission is relatively easy, but you have the time pressure, and not many folks are able to take the time pressure easily, right? At least this is how my thinking, or this is how my head works. And I know that from my point of view and from my side, whenever I had some sort of missions to complete, whenever there was a time gauge, I am playing just simply wars because I need to complete that mission. I need to push in front. I need to try to do my best. And then I cannot do my best because I am just simply playing in front like an idiot. And then I am frustrated. And then I am crying. And then I am complaining. And then I am screaming. And then, you know, rest is history, right? At least this is how am I looking into the things. I know how frustrating this thing can be, in other words. Right. What do we want to do? We want to relocate from here now. We need one more clip. That's all we need for a full happiness. One more clip and we are going to be okay. So, without bigger complications, without crying too much, we are just going to relocate a little bit. And we will try to punish every and each mother trucker that is playing right about here. We can see 80-15. Unfortunately, we do not really have an angle for this mother trucker. Why we don't have an angle? That's weird. Is there a house in front or what? It feels like it could be a house in front. Okay, I am relocating again. I want to get closer then. I want to get closer, fellas. I need one more clip. And we can clearly see that the enemy team is getting roasted here. We can see that enemy team doesn't have the best time ever. And that's okay. We don't really care about them having a very good time, do we? Not really pixel shot, good. And now we need 3 more. So we have a magazine and we need to penetrate every and each shot over there. Two more shots. One more shot. Done. Mission done, GG finito. And as you can see, it did not take that much time for us to do that, but once again, I am not a new player in this game. I understand how frustrating this experience can be for folks who are relatively new in the game. In other words, fellas, before thinking or before doing those missions, what you need to think about is you need to keep in mind that sometimes we are overestimating our powers, and you won't feel how you are paying 200 gold, 400 gold, 1000 gold, 2000 gold, and this reward is not really worth it anymore. You know what I mean? At least this is how I'm looking at this. But first Crucible completed, hip hip hooray. We cannot complain about this. That was a good game, 4000 damage. We have done well. and we got quite a bit of the profits. And now whenever you are completing the crucible, you are done, GG finito, you are simply done, you know. And in our situation, we got all of those rewards in 5 games, and this is how the things were looking like, right? So please keep this in mind. And I know this high caliber mission will frustrate a lot of people. Those two first missions are okay, you know, rat-a-tat, go in front, whatever, doesn't really matter. But this one, to get high caliber, especially for a player who is not really good in the game, this will be a killer, and it will cost quite a bit of the resources. But yeah, that's what I have for you today. Please let me know in the comment section down below, would you agree with me or would you disagree with me? And overall, where the Crucible goes, it's great concept. I wish that you could use the credits to reset, so free-to-play peasants could take advantage out of it, and even though if it would take many tries, at least they could afford it. Now, this is the content logged by the paid wall to a certain extent, at least in my opinion. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, I appreciate you, and see you very, very soon. I'm out for today. Peace.